We're up to part number 4 of a 12-part series. The series is going to be going over the topics I have for the master classes I'm giving all of 2024. There'll be 12 different classes total, so again, we're up to part 4 of 12. Today's topic is how to make the most out of a public event. Welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach, author of 5 food truck vending books, including Food Truck 101 and Food Truck 201. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business. Table Needs welcomes you to listen in as Christian and Tracy, co-owners of Restless Coffee, spill the beans on their debut year in the food truck scene. Uncover the secrets behind their secret menu, how they continually provide stellar customer service, and why building a strong community following is so important. Click the link in the episode description to watch the video for free. Now, the first thing I want to jump into before we talk about how to make the most of a public event is to understand what a public event is. A lot of food truck owners will say, I've got an event today. And then I'll ask them, well, where are you going? And they'll tell me they're setting up in front of a brewery or at a pharmacy, or they're just setting up in a neighborhood. I want you to understand those are not events. Those are pop-ups. There is a difference. An event is a publicly attended gathering of people to do something. And that something is not eat food. That something is to ride, pet pets, listen to music, watch a sporting event, watch a race car. They're there to do something. The only reason food trucks are in attendance is to keep people at the venue so they don't have to go to the local restaurant, grab a bite to eat, and then go back to the venue. Because the venue operators have figured out that if people leave to go eat, they generally don't come back. So they ask food trucks to be in attendance to help keep people on the property. The venue doesn't care what kind of food is sold as long as there's something there available for people to eat. Now, let's talk about how you can make the most out of attending an event. First thing you got to do is understand your audience. Every fair, every festival, every event has its own vibe and its own demographic. Like if you're going to a NASCAR race, there's a whole bunch of different kind of people that are going to be at that event than would be at just a random county fair. So do some research. Understand what the demographics look like for each event that you're going to be attending so you can kind of tailor make your menu for the people that are going to be there. Because you're especially interested, is it going to attract families or is it only going to attract teenagers? Could it even attract foodies? So again, tailor your menu to what those potential tastes are going to be. You want to stand out with your branding. So what that means is at the county fair, at any kind of event, you are in a sea of other vendors. Not only food vendors, but just other people selling stuff. You want to make sure that your brand stands out. Now, what you can do is create a bigger, larger footprint, not only in square footage, but also think three-dimensional and get some height. The taller trucks that have flags and things that grab attention from a distance tend to be busier because people can notice them from farther off. So even if you don't have the big marquee awnings that fold up, you can attach flags to the sides of your trailer to give yourself some additional height. You can give yourself additional square footage by extending out your line, putting signs a little bit farther away from the truck, doing whatever you're allowed to do to make you appear to be bigger. Now, here's one that a lot of people will debate me on. I actually saw somebody today post that they add on to their menu. Well, I'm telling you, don't do that. If you're going to an event, you're going to have a couple things that are fighting against you to expand the menu. One is it's not going to be easy for you to leave the event to restock. So why would you carry a bunch of different things knowing that you're going to run out of some of those things? Why not thin your menu down to your popular items, the things that you can do really, really well and really, really fast? Because remember, people came to the event not to eat, but to play games, ride rides, pet pets, listen to music, watch a sporting event. They don't want to stand in your line very long. They want to grab the food and go back to the family. So thin the menu down so that you can get it out quickly, but then also have enough stock to be there for the full length of time you're supposed to be there without having to restock. You want to make sure that you are prepping for the rush. Now, the day might be just one big long rush from the time you open until the time you close, but you got to prep for it. Think ahead for it. Stock up on the ingredients, do the cutting and the prepping and the trimming and all the things that you need to do on a daily basis, just in bigger numbers. And if you have a team of people, make sure you have the best of your team there. Because you're going to be busy, you're going to need the best people to help you get through that rush period. And what we call that is the right people in the right place at the right time, 3 R's. You want to engage the community before the event goes on. So once you make that commitment to attend an event, you want to get on the event social media and let people know, hey, we're going to be there. And then you want to tag your own business in that post, as well as on your business page, tag the event and tag people that are going to be attending the event. Let them know that, hey, we're going to be there. Here's what our menu is going to be. Here's what our projected prices are going to be. Come check us out. Now, one key point about this, when you go to an event, it's just not about that day's sales. It's not a one and done. Your goal is to build a customer base from the people that are attending that event. Even if that event is in a far off county or far off city that you only will go once a year to visit, you want to be so impressive that when you're there, the people look forward to you being there next year. There are some vendors that come to our Food Truck Friday only 2 times a year, and I look forward to them being there. And every time I see them, I ask them, could you come more? And they don't want to because they don't want to wear out their welcome as far as their food becomes run-of-the-mill because it's there so frequently. So if you're going to those far-off places, your speed of service needs to be stellar as well as the food has to be awesome so that people remember you and want to come back next year. Now, you got to understand there's a lot to getting ready for an event. It's not just signing on the dotted line and paying the money. Now, I also don't want you to be afraid of events that charge some type of percentage. It's known in the business as a revenue share. And what that means is they're going to, in most cases, ask you for a pittance admission fee, $200, $300, $1,000. Then they're also going to charge you a percentage of your sales. And this is where a lot of small-time thinking gets in the way of people's success. An event that is going to ask you for 20 or 30 or 40% has earned the right to ask that. They are going to be very well attended. They are going to be extremely busy, much more busy than you can handle. That's why there will be a whole bunch of other food trucks and other food vendors there. You go to an event like Daytona 500, there could be 100,000 people there. Obviously, you can't feed all 100,000, but you got to pay to play, basically. The people that are willing to go to those big events know what they're getting themselves into. They've got teams and they got the trucks that can handle that. So if you're going to not attend those kind of events because you don't have a big enough truck, you don't have the support system to supply the truck, and you don't have a good enough staff to be able to handle it, that's not a problem. But don't automatically tell everybody, don't go to those kind of events. They need us more than we need them. Well, if that was true, you could go set up on the random street corner anywhere and make plenty of money for yourself. See, that's the thing. A lot of food truck owners get so arrogant when they're talking about events that they tend to forget that they've got to market themselves. They got to have delicious food. They got to have great speed of service, and that they're in a sea of competition. Because remember, again, if they are so awesome and they're the ones that are the people magnet that they don't have to pay those event fees, then set up on the side of the road because you just said you would be busy enough to attract people. So remember, this is part 4 of a 12-part arc. Join me again later on this week. We're going to have part number 5. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow because I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.